Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingsfield, the Ancient City. No, I was just thinking about the fact that I was really sad last week when I had to wrap up. This is one game where I could just go for like 3 hours and be perfectly happy and be like, we could just keep doing this Let's Play. It's okay. We don't need to stop it. So afterwards, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to test out the weld thing I was talking about. Just find out. And I found out that I will survive with this much health left. Being like no health at all. Worth it. So yeah, so you can actually drop into this well as I just showed. And I'm literally, as you can see by my health, the fact that I just about died, I am literally just at the right level to do it. So we've survived, and we're now in this giant well. And yeah, so this made me a little sad that in Dark Souls you couldn't do it, but at least this one you have this secret well that you can. So let's go ahead and smack some mosquitoes in the face. I think they actually do a decent amount of damage to me right now. I'm not the highest level in the world for being down here, but figure might as well take care of this. So I should point out a couple things while we're doing this that Gooey Slime pointed out. Once again, coming through on a couple things that I screwed up on, so thank you, Gooey Slime. So basically, with David Bunch, he has a bunch of dialogue that he'll tell you and talk to you about if you go to him right away at the beginning of the game. And since I did things out of order, I missed that dialogue. And then the other thing with that whole thing is that the guy who goes to the church, there's actually a whole storyline with him where I think he's trying to get back to his family, I believe Gooey Slime was saying. But you have to go to that bridge, that broken down bridge part at the very beginning of the game and talk to him, and then later he'll show up across the bridge. But that's something, again, that will only happen. I guess it takes 4 hits to kill them. That will only happen if you do it at the beginning, and I'd already crossed the boundary that made him so that NPC had moved over. So, yeah, unfortunately I didn't realize that, so I kind of missed the mark on that and getting that dialogue. I think it's, I don't know where the mosquito went. So I'm fairly certain there's not anything over here, like any secret passages, but I'm gonna double check, just in case. Although I think that this room is really just for there's nothing here. Let's see. Oh, there's also a secret passage I missed, which is, it's just my bad. It was around the point where my game just pooped out, or my recording pooped out, and it kind of just frazzled me. I'm going to blame it on that. I had a feeling there's a secret passage in that room, so I'll go back there and open up that secret passage, so I'm sorry about that. There's also apparently some writing on the wall that I missed that a couple people pointed out to me, which I will check when I get back there. I think if I remember, it was just some sort of thing that said, like, beware. I don't think it was anything important, which is, I believe, why I didn't end up actually clicking on it. But, yeah. Yeah, with the wall checking, it gets a little hard because I'm trying to balance getting all the secrets. Because I know, especially for people who played the game, it's probably incredibly frustrating to know there's a secret passage and then I miss it. With not having it, so I'm constantly just rubbing up against the wall the whole game. And that's the balance I've been trying to find, where it's like when I play it by myself, I just don't care. So we got to be pretty cautious here. Now the idea is to try and drain this out, and that's what we're going to be going for. And I can't remember exactly which one. Oh, you know what? We got to just jump down into the bottom. Hold on. Let me get my everything back. All right, we're gonna pop down to the bottom here, and let's see, which one was it? We'll just go for this one. I think it's this one, unless this is where... Does that say anything? No. Okay, I think that drains it out, even though those fish come there, and I think those fish also hurt us for a lot. So let's get the hell out. Now, if you notice... Oh, never mind, made it up in time. I was gonna say, once my air runs out, it starts draining my health. So I don't just die, it just starts as a health drain. But we have now lowered the water level here, as you can see, and that will allow me to get secret, which is going to be a crystal that'll give me some more magic. So that was the point of doing this, is just for that one secret. I don't believe there's any other secret down here. Oh, okay, so yeah, you can see the other one was already open. So we had to open up the drain that was not open and start the drainage. And I'm going to avoid the fish for now. I think they actually do a good deal of damage to me. And I guess just in case, we'll check these walls, but I don't think there's anything along those walls. Now, the whole point of doing this, really, is for this crystal right here. So this is going to teach us some magic. So if we look at it, I believe it's a water crystal. Let's go ahead and find it. Yeah, water crystal. And then when we go ahead and use it, let's see what it teaches us purity, which neutralizes poison in the body by working with the moisture in the air. So that's our anti-poison right there. So definitely useful to have. Would have been useful at the beginning of the game when I was in the poison area, but still a good spell to get. And now where we're going to fall out at, if you guys recall, this is where I was showing at the end of last episode. That connects over to where David Bunch's shop is at. Another thing is apparently those items I was selling at the end of last episode, like those skeleton jaws, I'd forgotten, but you could actually use them. I think it helps you craft weapons with a certain NPC, if I remember correctly. I think it's something... Ooh, I love this music. Every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, I'd like this shop music. I think it helps you craft things like arrows and things to that extent with a certain NPC, if I'm remembering correctly. But once we get there, we'll get there. Let's see if I can remember which way is the correct way to go and get back to where we were. I think it might have been the other way, but yeah, I think it's the other way. I think this is what leads outside this direction. It's a bit of a labyrinth. That's kind of, actually, that's how they advertised Kingsfield 1, was like, enter the labyrinth. Oh, let's see how this new Morningstar does on these skeletons. Hopefully it'll destroy their faces. Okay, it doesn't help when you block. That doesn't teach me anything. Alright, let's wrap around him so he can't do that anymore. Never mind. Well, 4 hits when he's blocking. I don't know if that really teaches us anything. Yeah, this is the way we came from. This is where we want to go to. You can tell by the fact that there was that door. Alright, let's see if it stuns him. Oh, nice. Wow, I've got so much armor now. I just walked into attack and it did hardly any damage to me. And now I'm stunning him when he has leather armor. Pleather armor. Yeah, I should be a little more cautious. No point in wasting herbs. One of these skeletons hit me while I was over on the other side. See, that guy had a slow enough attack that I could get in. It was just those jab attacks that were getting me. Other skeleton's like, yeah, screw this. I can't get to him. There's another guy there. There we go. Ha! Make you lean back when you get struck. I love it. I don't think it's in this game, but in King's Field, if you hit a skeleton on the head, or you hit him the right way, his head will pop off. And then he'll catch it and put it back on. But I'm fairly certain it's not in the Asian city, which is a shame. Truly a shame. But I guess that's what happens. I have to up the graphics. Alright, so we didn't go through this way last time, but this is how we're going to get back. These mushrooms will poison you, as I think we've seen them before. But there's like a whole bunch of them in this room. And as I said last time, Kingsfield 2, North America, that's where they come from. So I gotta like figure out a good way to talk about... Oh shit, see, I just poisoned myself. Let's go ahead and use Purity this time. And you can see that it drains some of my magic, but I'm no longer poisoned. I probably should just use an antidote. It probably wasn't worth the MP drain, even though I have a bunch of mushrooms. And there's a mushroom right there on the ground too. Maybe it was worth it. So when I talk about Kingsfield games, I should start really just making it so you know exactly which one I'm going to talk about. Since I am American and I live in North America, I'm kind of just I'm gonna refer to the Kingsfield games by their North American numbers. It gets confusing because it's also different in Europe how they release them than North America. But Kingsfield 1 North America was Kingsfield 2 in Japan. And Kingsfield 2 North America was Kingsfield 3 in Japan. Kingsfield 1 Japan never came to anywhere other than Japan. I believe if I remember properly, Europe got Kingsfield 2 and Kingsfield 4, but I could be totally off. And if I am off, anyone who's in that region, do let me know. It's something I'll have to do some research on and look up. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are actually the name of the mushrooms in the Secret of Mana series. That's the next super show I'm working on, is the whole Mana series. pretty tough. Deciding to do an entire RPG, like, not just one RPG game, but an entire series. I'm like, oh, this is, maybe this was a mistake for the second episode. This is taking a long time just to replay all of them and get all the footage I need so I can properly write it. Yeah, whoops. Alright, well, we found an antidote on a gravestone, so I guess I would have gotten one of those back. You know, it's funny. Yeah, I was complaining last time. I think it was Kane L33 pointing this out to me. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being an asshole. But I was complaining about the fact that I was using money at the shop, and I never use monies. And I always joke on the end of the King's Field games about how much money I have and the fact that I'm always just finding everything. So it's just funny and ironic that I would complain about it when it doesn't matter, because I'm never going to use it other than that one item at the beginning of this game. I don't know. It's the principle, man. It's the principle. So if you guys don't recognize where I am right now because I'm doing the whole wall checking thing, this is that big room where I'd explored the top part before and I haven't explored this bottom part yet. And the reason why was because I knew I'd end up coming back out here at some point. So yeah, and we're now at the bottom region of where I'd been checking. And like right above me is where those releases are, which I believe now we can go into if I remember correctly. I think I have both of those release rocks. Oh, hello, skeleton. Hello. Cha cha cha. He's like ha 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 every time they come back to life. They chatter their mouths together. Ha! All right, there we go. 3 in the can. Oh, we got a job back. See, now I'm happy. Now I'm like, ooh, I know I want these jaws now. I feel horrible about selling them. I didn't need to sell those jaws. What was I thinking? Those were priceless treasures, those jaws. All right, you know what? Screw it. Haha. That's all I had to say. Screw it. I don't even care. I'm gonna run out of MP. I like doing the double magic. Alright, and we get, I believe this is going to be a better shield than what I had before. I'm actually surprised that guy didn't come to life on me. To be perfectly frank, Delano Roosevelt. Alright, let's see. This should be better. Let's go ahead and check the stats. The buckler. So it's got a little bit less on slash, just one less, but the stab is way higher, and the hit is a little bit higher as well. It's actually, it still weighs a little bit more. That's alright. Still weighs a little bit more. I can't remember if there's a second secret passage here. I think there is, if I remember correctly. In this area. Ooh, I was early on that. Come on. Come on, Morningstar, get longer. You need to be a little bit longer for me. Wow, that also could be really sexual. All right. Moving forward with this. Let's go ahead and get to this gravestone at the end, which doesn't have anything. Oh, it does have something. Well, never mind. Totally wrong. So, was there a second secret passage? I guess not. Huh. Well, I was wrong. Oh, well. Anyways, I'll check that sword in just a moment. I think it has a fire attribute to it. And it's actually pretty good. I'm going to stick with this bashing weapon while I'm here with all the skeletons, but we'll switch to this new weapon once we get out of this area. Alright, earth herb. Actually, I'm going to use that. I keep on calling them earth herbs when in this game they're just herbs. I'm fairly certain in the other King's Field games they were earth herbs, so. Habits. They die slowly. That's why you gotta practice things right. Alright, let's go ahead and show off this new weapon. So what I just got was the fiery sword. A small sword with fire attributes. So if you remember, it's going to do a combined damage. And then obviously if an enemy's strong to a certain thing, it'll make it worse. So while this has a huge amount of stab damage, this one's got a decent amount of stab. It's got a lot more slash. And it's got more hit than the rapier. It's also got that extra fire. So this is just comparing to the rapier. Now this one's got so much hit, which is what I think skeletons are weak to, that I'm going to stick with this Morningstar for now. It's also got a decent amount of stab damage. So it's got those going on. But eventually I think the fiery sword is going to be the better one to use. You can see that they also have a level. This is something I forgot to explain before. Or maybe you can't see. Yeah, level 1, attack level 1. The more you use it, it'll actually level up the weapons and make them more powerful. So if you find a weapon you really like and keep on using it, that's actually going to level it up. And then eventually to level up the best, where I think you have to use a smith. I know you can level up to a certain extent at least without a smith, but I think for it to get to the best, you need a smith, if I remember correctly. I usually don't do it because that's around endgame area, to be honest, and by that point, I've pretty much collected everything I wanted, and I'm like, alright, I got everything I wanted to collect, I got all the items, and I'm pretty much ready to move on to the next area. So let's not drink the poison this time. That would be preferable, and we'll talk to the old man. Be careful! Be careful! Gotta get better. Like, sometimes I can do the old man, as you heard last time, and sometimes I can't. It's like I just gotta find my placement. Become the inner voice actor within you. Whoops. Let's look at the caretaker's map, which is gonna do nothing for us. What I mean to do is use this. Let's fill up a crystal vial with poison. Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, keep that in mind. Keep that thought in mind. It actually is good. You want to remember about this poison. Just so bear that in mind. Try and remember that there is this poison well. Just bear it in mind. And I'm not going to say anything else on that subject. So, alright, this room looks not too bad, right? Just a couple skeletons. Shouldn't be too bad. We'll just deal with them all. And, okay, it looks like there's a couple more skeletons. And by a couple more, I mean a whole shitload more. Now, if we turn around, welcome to Kingsfield, the ancient city, where they love to put traps. Oh, I got a level up. How nice. Let's blow some flames on this guy and clear out a path. Now, fortunately, we're at the point where this isn't too big of a deal, as I've got a morning star, I've got a decent amount of health, but if you go to use this release rock early, this could be a really unpleasant surprise for you, especially, like, I knew it was coming, so I knew not to go too deep in here. And yeah, if you do go really deep, you spawn skeletons by going to certain points as well. So you could get yourself trapped in by skeletons if you just run into the middle, and then you'll be surrounded by them. So I actually knew not to do that, so that is one thing that I had an advantage over. But yeah, just another great example of what this game's all about. So yeah, you can see that I moved a little bit forward there, and that skeleton just came up from the grave. So that's kind of why I'm keeping myself to this corner for the moment, and then I'm gonna work my way over. And yeah, fortunately these skeletons aren't aggressive. They're pretty stupid. So it's not the worst, hardest trap, unless you just had like bum rushed into the middle. Then that's when this gets pretty tricky. Alright, take that guy out. Oh, that guy's close to hitting me again. There we go. I don't like him. He had like a wooden shield. Ooh, but he dropped a jaw. I like him now. My best friend. He's my best friend. My best skeleton friend. So I'm trying to think of other things to talk about. I'm just in this room with a bunch of skeletons. Something else I can point out. Oh, nice. I forgot that, yeah, the enemies all drop items in this game, and it's a random chance for all of it. So if you want to collect everything, some of them you do need to do those drops. Oh, I thought you got locked in. I guess I was wrong about that. I was about to say, you also get locked in, but I guess not. Let's go ahead and see if the one that the buckler they drop is any better. It actually is different stats when you get an enemy drop first buying it or finding it. So notice how this one has so much more stab, but a bunch less hit. And they actually have different descriptions as well. So this one's a shield made from iron that's small and easy to handle. A shield made from cast iron that's small and easy to handle. So they do have slightly different descriptions. This one's going to be a little bit heavier. So you just got to decide, is the hit or the stab better? I'm going to keep this one on, really for no reason at all. I'm just going to keep this one on. I guess I'm just like, hey, I don't need to put that heavier one on. But yeah, so all the enemies do drops. And there are certain super rare items in this game. Just like every Kingsfield basically has one super rare weapon. And that takes like a crap load of time. It's a really rare drop. If you go watch my Kingsfield 2 Let's Play, that was the Spider Sword. And sorry, Kingsfield 1 North America Let's Play, that was the Spider Sword. and I like did a whole counter for how many times it took. I think it was like over 200 of just killing the same one single creature over and over and over again, back and forth, to get that spider sword drop. It is random chance, so you could do a lot better than that, but yeah, so it could take a lot of time with some of these ones. I think you actually do want to clear out all the skeletons here for story purposes, if I remember correctly. I think it actually will get you that last release rock, and I'll show that off in a moment, if I'm correct in assuming that that is. Otherwise, then I guess it's not worth showing off. I think this is actually doing things in the right order now at this point. I'd kind of been going in a weird order before to kind of try and streamline it, but I think now we're actually going correct order, and you'll see what I mean in a moment as we check every single gravestone. Yeah, so kind of like what's on my mind really is just I've been working a lot on some bigger projects. I'm hoping I'm coming on a year here for my channel actually, and I'm hoping that at some point in July I want to just do like a week of just awesome releases with videos that take a little bit longer than like a Let's Play to make, and just a whole week of that. And I'll still do the Let's Plays. Oh, nice. We got some gauntlets, which are way better. So you can see 7 slash, 8 stab. Wow, way better on the stab. 6 hit. Weighs a bunch more, but it's going to be worth it. For sure. I don't want to say what these shows are that I've been working on. One of them is like I'm hoping I can get this next Super Show done by then. And that's like, with the games that I decided to cover, that's like the whole Mana series. That's kind of like a iffy thing. I was hoping to do that show once a month, the Super Shows. That's my goal with them. And it's really gonna depend. And yeah, so that's gonna be a struggle with this one to try and make sure I can hit that goal, but I really, really want to. And see if I can get some other shows done by then. So yeah, we'll see if that happens at some point in July, and if I can get that to happen, I'll do a channel update about it. But yeah, so we'll see what happens there, like a year like channel update thing. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I can't believe it's actually coming on to a year here. It's really close, and just I'm actually pretty blown away that my channel is as big as it is. I never thought it would happen. All right, old man, what's up?
Oh, but of course, the door inside was also locked. This is it.
So here you go. This guy gives you the release rock. So if you knew that, why didn't you tell me and warn me about those skeletons?
When you become old, you begin to forget things. What?
Uh-huh. You forgot that there's a giant room filled with skeletons? You just neglected to tell me that? So I don't know if you have to clear out the skeletons for him to actually give you the release rock or not. I'm honestly not positive about. But I think it's a safe thing to do just in case. Plus might as well for the sake of levels anyways, and just get it cleared out. Alright, let's go release rock. Nothing happens. Come on. Come on, release rock. There we go. So we've set in all the release rocks, and we get that thing, crystal thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. The icon of healing, ritual icon that creates healing powers. So what this is what you place where that giant spider was. The great healer rests here. So now we're gonna want to go back to where the giant spider was, and this is how we can activate the fountain and get some healing potions set up. And now we can actually use that crystal vial that we got as a healing potion. Now something else that I didn't realize was apparently you can sell a Rock of Life to David Bunch, and this is something that, again, Gooey Slime was telling me. So you actually do have a third option with those Rocks of Life for what you want to do with them. But I would say that is by far the worst option to choose. By wide and by far. And by goodbye. Bye goodbye. So yeah, that is the big option. Another video I'm about to put out. Oh.
The icon in the back was made by one of the forest folk named Auriculum.
Forest folk again are gonna be really big here, so Auriculum was the one. who made this icon of healing. Earth folk are going to be another one we hear a lot about.
Auriculum created the healing spring for unfortunate human children, hoping to relieve them of their pains. When the tragedy fell upon this land, the hurt human children fought over the healing water. Auriculum was not pleased that his creation caused fighting, so he stopped the flow of healing water.
Auriculum, come on.
It's an old story. What was I talking about?
I don't know why he decided to start going bruh bruh. That was really weird of him. Another video I got going up, because my 5 strangest things in Dark Souls 1 video was so popular and people liked it so much, and by that I mean it's my video that has the most dislikes of all my videos. I decided to make a 5 strangest things in Dark Souls 2 video, and I'm in the process of editing that right now. I just decided to do this Let's Play in between as a fun little break in my editing. But yeah, that should be out either as I post this Let's Play, either later today or tomorrow. So that one will be coming soon. I don't think there's anything else over here. Yeah, so we're gonna go to the left side, and let's go ahead and pop in this healing stone. Oh, and here you go. So this is, I believe, where that rock fell down. I think. For some reason, I thought it fell somewhere else. I didn't think this was where I shot down the item. Maybe I just completely missed this drop from the boss or something like that. I'm fairly certain it actually dropped somewhere else, so I'm gonna have to explore. But anyways, we got another water crystal here. If I missed that and you guys were going crazy, I'm sorry. Truly. Alright, so the magic was endure fire here. So stores water energy in the body, which offers resistance to fire. Not gonna come in handy quite yet, but it will come in handy. So altar of healing, you kind of take in the clues of everything, and the spring, and the fact that it was the guy of healing was the grave there. You use the icon of healing. Was it actually the Earth guy? Was that the name? Was it Auriculum whose grave that was? I kind of want to go back and check, but I don't want to backtrack. Altar of healing, now that we know his name. So now we set up that altar of healing there, and that spring up top is actually going to be filled with water now. Healing water that we can use. Now, for some reason, I thought that the stone dropped over here, because it does. Okay, so yeah. You can see, like, that's the hole that it dropped out of, so this is where it connected to, is right there. And then that's that magic that, if you remember when I shot the fireball before, this was the magic that I dropped by doing that. So we got this light crystal. And now what this one's going to do is give us divine light. Magical light gathers, illuminating the area. So if you're in a dark area, which we're going to get to fairly shortly here, this will help out. I think if you also get hit with the status dark, you can use this, I'm fairly certain, and it'll help out against that status, counter the effects. I would believe that is the case. Although I could be wrong on that one, but I think that's the case. Also, we're going to switch over to the fiery sword now. Now that I have, now that I'm going to be going to a different area that's not skeleton-based. Not that we're done with skeletons. We're not done with skeletons yet. But the next area is going to have more of those zombies, who I don't think are necessarily weak to that bash. And as we pop up to this main area... Oh, I forgot. Double doors. I was trying to time it perfectly to say the spring water, healing water is here. And did that also heal my fireball? Wait a second. I didn't think it did. Oh. Because it didn't. Oh, you know what healed my magic? Whenever you use one of those crystals that gives you magic powers. I forgot about that. So by using one of those crystals, like a light crystal or a water crystal, it's going to restore your magic. Also, there's normal crystals that you can get. And those, so here we go, filling the crystal vial. Fill the crystal vial with healing water. Healing water poured into a vial heals bodily injuries. So anyways, what I was saying before. There we go. The crystals, if you use them, they will heal you for the full extent of your MP, or at least a bunch of your MP, whenever you learn a new spell. So that's something to bear in mind. So sometimes if you really don't care about the new spell, not that you wouldn't want to see right away, oh, what is the new spell, because it's not like you're going to know. It could be saved, honestly, for an MP restore and an MP refill. just in case you're low on them. So, just another little strategy thing to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and save our game here. And these are the altars, by the way, where you can set a stone in, those markers to immediately warp back somewhere. So yeah, if you ever want to warp, that is the place to set in the stone. And then those pentagram things on the ground, that's how you can then warp back to these altars, depending on the stones that you set and the keys that you use. And this goes back to Kingsfield 1 North America / Kingsfield 2 Japan. I guess I keep on feeling the need to explain when I say Kingsfield 1 North America that that's Kingsfield 2 Japan. I don't know if I'm going to stop feeling that need. So the old man has now moved over into this area. This is where he is now. So let's go ahead and talk to him now he's in a new spot. I think placing the healing item is what marks it.
The ancient city is ahead. It's the place the forest folk call the Holy Land. However, only ruins remain.
How do you know all of this? So, ancient city, the forest folk called it the Holy Land.
If you become lost in the city, just head towards the forest. The forest priest will help guide you. Be careful of the guardians that protect the city. Who am I? You don't need to know. Be careful. Don't allow darkness to consume you.
So I think there are hints to who he is, and I'm actually honestly not remembering. I think he's a forest folk, if I remember correctly. And I was thinking maybe he was Auriculum, unless that's who the healing stone said was the grave of Auriculum. But that could make sense for why he was guarding it. But I think it actually is possible to find out who he is. Okay, so we're going to go back into this area now, because we are ready. And I believe that the item or the marker I missed on the wall was over here. Sorry if I'm wrong. Guardian's Chamber is what that marker says. And we're gonna want bows and arrows before we go deal with that guy. So we'll come back to him once we have bows and arrows. So then the thing that I definitely missed though, and if there's a different marking on the wall I missed, I'm really sorry. So there is a secret passage in this area, and that is something that I missed. At least I believe there was. If this isn't where it was, then I'm gonna be kind of frustrated. Oh, okay then. Apparently this isn't where the secret passage was. I actually thought this was the room that I missed it. So, okay then. Sorry. Shoot, where was it? Oh, this is where it was. Okay, my bad. I'm glad I found it. It was just really quick. So they also have these types of secret passages, which were also in the previous Kingsfield games, where it's just like a half-wall one. And yeah, I was just going a little bit too quick. But that one opens and closes quickly. Anyways, these are really good greaves that we just got there. So the Night Greaves. So you can see /6 to /15, stab 4 to 11, hit 3 to 10, just way, way better. And it actually weighs less too, as they are well-balanced greaves used by knights. And now, it looks like we have pants. Huh, it's so amazing. Our character is slowly starting to come together. I'm so proud. Wow, I would have been really embarrassed if I missed that again. I was starting to be like, oh no. Am I gonna wanna like quick cut it or something? But fortunately, didn't need to. So we can set all these things off, turn them all off by going around. So that's what we're going to do. Is we're gonna be smart about it. I keep on feeling like this guy's gonna come back to life, but I guess he's just a corpse. Are those other guys just dead? I'm honestly kind of surprised that they stayed dead. Was not expecting that one. Oh, yeah, so this, I went into that room before. Alright, so yeah, this is where that arrow trap is that you could run through, but you can turn it off, so. Alright, here you have an archer. Oh, whoops. I was about to say, try to get away from him, but I failed on that front. Alright, so let's go ahead and, I think that archer just got me again. Oh, nice, level up. And I think, alright, there's like a whole bunch of areas to go here. So, let's see, first thing to do, oh, I was gonna say first things to do is go kill the archer, but I guess not really. Alright, here's a prison cell with a dog. Oh, who would do that? What a monster. The other thing is there's a So that's a keystone right there that you can set into what guide. So you set one of those into the guide, and then when you get, it's a red marker. And then when you get the, like a red wand, you can warp to where it is. So we definitely want to make sure we get that. Also checking all of these beds to see if there's anything underneath. So found an axe. I think my fiery sword is better, but might as well check. And the hand axe. Hand axe is actually pretty good. Look at that. Slash 50, hit 60. That's actually pretty awesome. It looks like it's actually better than the Morning Star, unless you really want the stab damage. But I'm going to keep the fiery sword just because it has better overall stats, and it's got the fire damage. Oh man, 50, 60. That's 110 overall. And this is, well, it's a little bit more overall. It's a little more well-balanced too, so I guess we'll keep the fiery sword. It was over 110, slightly. Thought there might be a secret passage in one of these rooms, but maybe it wasn't this one. Well, actually, I'm gonna end up missing another passage again. Then I'd be really frustrated. Alright, let's go ahead and go through this one with the giant tarantulas. That's definitely a good one to go into. Why, this seems like a great idea. I would love to go into a room that is filled with giant tarantulas. Smart idea. Oh, we got a physical up, so totally worth it. Now we're actually nailing these guys in one hit. I think it might be that fire damage that helps against them, as their webs are weak to fire, although I'm not 100% positive. Let's use an herb. And man, I'm feeling good about my health now. Corpse. Corpse? Good. Gotta make sure he doesn't come back to life on me. That's pretty important. Alright, let's see if this one's got a secret passage. You can do it, man. Secret passage, come on. No, no, no. Alright. I guess it was just worth a couple arrows. Well, at least we got those arrows. And, well, we got a physical up, so I'm happy about that. Not that we wouldn't have gotten it anyways, but hey, you know. Alright, this is actually, I think I want to go the other way first. I think this is actually the way we want to go. Oh, come on. You just hit the box. You can do it. You can hit it. Alright, there we go. And there turned out to be nothing inside. Wouldn't you know it? Just say yes. Yes, I did know it. Alright, so here you have the top of where that trap was. Ah. Come on. This sword is so bad at hitting boxes. I guess I'm looking too far down. There we go. It's like I'm underestimating how low it is. Now, I'm fairly positive you can turn this trap off. It could be crazy. I think the turn off part's right here. So there it is. So here's the switch. Turn it off. So it's tempting to go in here and just check it out, but go ahead and get that switch first. And now we're gonna get a new helmet. So let's see how this one. I don't know. I kind of like the helmet I have right now. It's pretty cool. But all right, we'll go ahead and check this new one out, the plate helm, which is definitely stronger. So, oh, it's heavy though. Nah, I'm sure it's not gonna affect us. We're fine. We're good. Yeah, at the beginning of the game, it's pretty hard to have something that actually really affects you. Oh yeah, there's that archer up here. Let's go ahead and deal with this guy. Ha! Oh, I was gonna say you can't hit me, and then I missed the dodge. Well, one hit. That was pretty easy. I'll take it. I'll take the one hit. Oh, engineer's door. Okay, so try and remember that, actually. We're gonna have to try and remember this engineer's door here. So, we're gonna need the engineer's key for that one. And eventually we can get in there. It's just, yeah, it'll be a while before we find that key. Alright, maybe this was the one that had a way down around to the dogs and a secret passage. In fact, it could be right behind those barrels. What do you say? Well, that is where it is, but it wasn't a secret passage. It was a pretty obvious passage. I guess that if you haven't figured out, you can destroy barrels. I guess this is like the developer nod to like, hey, by the way, just so you know, if you haven't noticed yet, you can destroy these barrels. Sorry, I feel like my screen looks like an idiot, just like running through. So there we go, we're gonna let the dog out, and now we can go ahead and get that luckstone. So that's what we're gonna go do. So I guess I did want to go up here first, but it's not like it really wasted any time. So, man, I think I forgot about that last time I played, that there was this door right there. So I really do want to make sure to remember that once I get the key, because it really is a decent amount of time later on that's pretty easy to forget. So here's that marker I was talking about. I'll go ahead and show it off there. The red guide stone. And again, redstone wand, if once we find that, that will help us warp back. Alright, this time I know not to strike too low to hit these barrels. And someone has been in here, been raiding this place. I don't know how they got in. First they came in here, raided the place of all of this chests, and then they locked a dog inside. That's just shameful. Shameful, I say, skeleton who almost hit me. Shameful. There we go. Yeah, ha! But we found a secret passage, which didn't seem to do much. Oh, never mind. And we can go into here. Hopefully we don't get locked in forever, because that wouldn't be scary at all. And we get this power fruit, I think. Forest fruit. No? The Fool's Fruit. Raises physical energy by one when used. So this is a one-time use, but it'll basically give you a physical up. And there's also a Wise Man's Fruit, which will give you a magic power attack up. So it's worth using. It just straight up levels up your physical. So there's no downside to using it. So I'm going to use it in just a moment after we finish searching the rest of these. Herbal liquid. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. And we get, oh, these are going to be nothing compared to my night greaves, but we'll check it out anyways. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I just found. I believe I just found the iron boots. Oh, so we already had iron boots before, but you can see this variation was actually better. Iron boots that are easy to break versus boots worn by soldiers. So you just see the stats are better on one than the other. So even though it's a repeat, that doesn't mean it's worse. It probably means that actually that they didn't have enough money to make more items. In a way, I guess that you could look at it that way. So, all right, let's see. So right now my physical is at 40 out of 40, magic's 29 out of 29. So let's go and use the Fool's Fruit. Physical up, and now I've got 41 physical. So that's gonna help my attack. So again, just might as well use it. I don't think there's any downside to using it. I don't know if later on in the game it's harder to raise up your physical, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's always just a case of like 100 times striking. And now we actually can use the shortcut that we just opened up to move forward. And we're actually pretty close to working our way into the ancient city here, so we're getting close. Although we're gonna have to do kind of a wraparound before we really get in there, but we're definitely getting a lot closer. Alright, let's wait for him to strike this time and actually be smart. I would have been dead if I'd been playing like this last week when I wasn't as strong. Shouldn't just sloppy up my gameplay just because I can. That's not good. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn off that one. And alright, we'll deal with you. We shall deal with you. Fine. And so the one that I turned off was the one that I was literally just standing right over. Alright, come on, guy. There we go. Got a little cockroach thing. Alright. So again, like, now we've turned off the one that I'm standing directly above, and we gotta turn off the ones on the opposite side, and then we can go through. Was there? Oh, I guess there wasn't anything over here. This is kind of cool right there. I like how they illuminated that top. It's just like a minor detail, but you look at that. I think there's a couple other places, structures that are like that, but I like those little details. That's what counts at that. It's all about the little details. All right, so now we can turn off this one and this one, and now all of a sudden it isn't mass murder to run through. What do you know? And that's gonna be the way we're gonna eventually want to go through. So slowly setting off all these traps. It's like someone didn't want you to go into the ancient city for some reason. So let's go in there. Someone says, don't come in, and I'm like, what? So you mean come in, right? That's what I heard. Don't come in, get in here right now. It's the same thing. So I think those areas that were up there, we're actually gonna be able to wrap around to. As we go back to the entrance area here. So I feel like I haven't been the most interesting person this week, and I'm sorry about that, or on this episode this week. I'm just, I don't know, I'm really tired. I've been tired all day, and I was just like, you know what? I want to do another Let's Play before I go to sleep so then I can convert all the files over and start sending that one out tomorrow. Huh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I wonder if the 5 Strangest Things About Dark Souls 2 will go up before this one. I don't think so. It's like, I just have to do so many steps to get these Let's Plays out now that I'm doing different audio. And the audio quality is so much better that I think it's worth it. But before it was like much quicker. It was literally just like, for Kingsfield specifically. Because I don't really edit the Kingsfield ones too much. So for the Kingsfield, it would literally be like, okay, finish it, upload it. And now I have to convert the files into a file format for Final Cut Pro that it reads better. I guess I could just compress it without doing that, but no, that'll take like 18 hours. Okay, before we go down there, let's keep on exploring over in this area with the really dark room. And we're back to more skeletons. Actually, this area has different music. Ha! You thought you were gonna get me, but then you didn't because I shot a fireball at you. I think you might actually... There might be a puzzle around here where you need to shoot a fireball at these guys to get them to shoot fire again. Oh, this guy's holding a sword. Don't mind if I do. Thank you so much. I'll take that sword. Thanks. Appreciate it. This apparently would not be that one. That was the point of these guys here. Yeah, that's right. I'll do the fireball method even when it's not necessary. I gotta start raising my my magical attack up. That's what's necessary. Alright, let's check out on this sword that I just got. I think it might be a two-handed one. Oh, it's not a two-handed one. I keep on being wrong with my info. 45 slash, 36 stab, and bunch of hits. So the question is, do I want the 44 fire or do I want the hit damage? And again, that's really just gonna depend on the creature, which is better. Also, I think this one's a little bit slower to heal up or move up, but I kind of like my fiery sword right now. I like doing that magic damage. Plus, I think it goes up a little bit. Yeah, it does. It goes up quicker too. So that's the other thing is, I think heavier weapons, until like you start reaching levels up and all that, they actually, your stamina goes up a little bit slower, which will allow you to swing at full power. So that's the thing to be careful about with those slower weapons, is just how long it takes for your stamina to regenerate up. Alright, let's go ahead and... What's behind door number 1? Ga 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 ga. Skeleton. Ga 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 ga. Alright, well, I guess I'm not totally surprised. It's going pretty fast killing them with these fiery swords, even though it doesn't have that stab damage. I wonder how good that axe would do against these guys, though. Maybe it's worth checking out. Yeah, might as well check for secret passages, even though, yeah, I didn't think there were any in here. It's always worth checking. Always worth checking. Alright, let's figure out this one. Oh, someone's been raiding, and it wasn't me. You know, like, if someone goes into the ancient city after me, everything's just gonna be gone. No one will even be able to find useful equipment, because I just took it all and took it to a deeper level. Be like, damn it, man. All the good equipment just already got taken. Iron gloves that protect the forearm. So again, this one's way better, so I'm just gonna equip the better one. Also, it's lighter. It's lighter and more powerful, so might as well equip my new pair of gauntlets. Why, I don't... Yes, I will do it. Don't mind if I do. Now let's go ahead and check these walls, just in case. No, just in case. Oh. Why, hello, passage. We'll come back to you. Let's just finish all these minor rooms first. And this one is a nothing room. Except skeleton. Do you have anything? Bones. They aren't even, it's not even skeletons, just bones. Alright. Fine with that. Alright, it's passage time. I feel like I just heard a noise. What were you, noise? Oh, just skeletons. Just skeletons coming to life. Oh, let's go ahead and use the axe. Let's see how that does. I'm just curious. We got the time. We can try an axe, even though it's kind of slow to heal up. All right, it'll be experiment on this guy. See how. Oh. Whoa! Holy crap. Alright, this axe is good for these skeletons. We're gonna keep the axe for now while we're dealing with skeletons. What say you guys? I say, I'm pretty sure there aren't any secret passages when it's a wall like this. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is. Alright, so this might be better than what I'm wearing. The iron breastplate, even though it looks a lot like it covers less area. So it doesn't do stabs as well, which makes sense because look how tiny it is. But it's much better for slash and hits. So overall, it's going to be the better one, even though it weighs a bunch more. I'm actually almost at my max equip load. I'm starting to get close there. So I better watch out, actually. I didn't even realize that. I'm 42.6 out of 44.7. So at this point, actually, with certain items, I could hit it. Oh, there we go. Fiery Sword helped out a bit for that. And actually, I wonder how heavy the Night Sword is. Night Sword is going to be... Oh, the Night Sword has really low durability. We got to fix that thing up. I didn't even notice that. It'd be much more powerful if we raise the durability from 60 out of 100 up to 100 out of 100. Yeah, the lower the durability gets, I think it actually makes the item less powerful. So anyways, the weight was 6.3 pounds, and yeah, that almost sets us over. That's 43.7. Anyways, I'm gonna keep using this fiery sword. That is what I equipped, right? Yeah, it is. Had to double check. I'm tired. Sorry, I'm tired. And let's go ahead and move on. I don't know, it's just one of those nights where it's like, you know what? I'm really in the mood to play King's Field. If I had to list things that I want to do, King's Field takes the cake as number one. So I think by going up here and across, that's how we get back to that area that I missed. And I could be wrong on that. Okay. Let's, remember those binding crowns I was saying are really important? We're going to take those off right now. And, yeah, so by taking that binding crown off of that guy, he's actually going to go back to where he was. And... Oh, shit! That scared the crap out of me. Well, alright. I'm going to fast cut it to doing everything I just did. And I'll see you guys in a moment. I was like, man, why is that guy not back in his place? Because I was supposed to place the binding crown, not take it off. I'm smart. Well, I am back. So yeah, as I was saying last time, I was an idiot. And the reason we wanted that binding crown was to put it on this one over here, not take off one. So yeah, what I got absolutely obliterated by in one hit was one of these guys. So you can see I put on the binding crown, and now he's going to turn away and go into his little hovel there. So yeah, by me taking the other one off, basically what I did was take off the binding crown that was binding this guy over there, that stone guardian. So yeah, those are the guardians, and don't make the mistake I made. Alright, so eventually we're going to want to go up to that pathway that I just kind of passed underneath, and I think that's was gonna be what will take us back. To the left here, I think, is a warp point, if I remember correctly. So this should be, yeah. So right here, by standing there, there's another warp point and a save. So a little station over there. I'm thinking it might be actually a good place to put the red marker, but I don't remember what the exact order is in which you get everything. Man, if only I got in there before I died. Although I ended up compressing all of my audio, and just, they're actually, like, while I was running back, the audio sort of screwed up, so I guess it was good timing. And I actually made it back before my audio finished compressing to where I was, and kind of just had to wait around. I was like, alright, I'm here. We're actually just outside the ancient city. And you kind of have to walk around it a little bit before you can really start delving deeper into it, but you can at least see the base structure of it. Alright, let's go ahead and deal with this archer over here. So yeah, this is the archer that you may have noticed when I first got into this area. He's hanging out over here. The shadows are everywhere, lurking, watching, waiting. Children of the Dark Ones. Maybe more like Children of the Dark Ones. So, alright, shadows are waiting and watching, and dark ones are now being mentioned, so the plot thickens, Dickens. Yeah, these carvings can kind of be a little Some of them can be a little harder to see. You can see the carving now over there. Anyways, let's go ahead and check on this new armor I got, which will hopefully be better than the iron breastplate. Chainmail. It is better in every regard except for stab. Again, I just keep on dropping that stat. But in general, it's better, so I'm going to equip it. Plus, it looks cooler. An intricate armor made of interwoven chain links. Look how much cooler that looks. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's right. I just went over because I'm still using the hand axe. So I might as well just show you guys what it is. So I can't run now, so I'm holding down the X button to run, and I just can't do it. I think other than that, it's the same thing. You just can't run anymore. Yeah, it starts at 60. I hadn't swung it, so I just wanted to make sure I was correct in thinking that before. Alright, so now we're going to actually get back up to that other area, the other passageway we missed. So this is where those arrows were and you saw before. If you're wondering, hey, why didn't you go to a passageway and try and jump down or anything, it's because this is how you get there. So I think this has the forest carver in it, if I remember. Yeah, I love the forest carver. That's why I just put it back down. I was like, I love it. Fuck it. Put it away. Alright, forest carver. So you can see. Oh, so this is already starting to deteriorate. But the slash is 39. This is 60, way better. Stab is 30. This is 40, 10 better. Way better hit. It just doesn't have that 44 fire damage. So then it really is the question of, is it better? But look how light it is, too. 2.4 pounds. I like the forest carver a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and equip it. So large knife used among the forest folk. I'm going to equip that one. So, I mean, if we fight someone who fire damage is best for, fiery sword would be better, but I don't know why. I have an affinity to the forest carver. So, yeah, that kind of wraps up this outer region, and now we can make our first dip, skinny dip, into the ancient city. Not the smartest way to go into the ancient city, skinny dipping, but that's what we're just gonna have to go do. And actually, I guess I should probably save it first. I'm gonna keep on building up the ancient city without going into it and just be like, well, the episode's over. Actually, I think we have 5 minutes left, something like that, to hit an hour, so I'll go with that. Man, I got here way shorter this time than it took me last time. I guess I could have just cut it and been like, yeah, this is my first time going through, and cut out that really stupid death. So here we go. This is going to take us into the ancient city. I think this is just a corpse. Yeah, it's just a corpse. And that's actually, that spot right there is a good spot to put a marker. Just if you want to like go back to the beginning of the game, it's a good quick spot. But here we have, this is going to tell us where we just came from, I believe, which was the Guardian's Gate. So that's where we just were over there. And this is the ancient city, so not quite what you might have been expecting, but it's this multi-level tower that you work your way around, and the ancient cities all branches out along this tower. So what we're gonna do here is sort of work our way around the perimeter and eventually work our way down, and the goal is to get to the bottom of that tower as you work your way around the perimeter. And yeah, so you want to just keep on going deeper and deeper within to deeper and deeper horrors. And that's the idea. So it's probably not what you were expecting. Oh, I think that's why I like the forest carver. I like its attack. And I completely forgot that there was a guy over there. Let's go ahead and grab up everything. Oh, I need it all. Except for that, which I can't take. Yeah, so I don't remember if going this way really gets you much of anything. The other ways where we're eventually gonna want to go. But yeah, there's like all these interesting little areas where you can see like shops were set up, and each area was kind of designated for a different type of people. So like there's the area for the Earth folk, well, maybe not Earth folk, but there's like the mechanics area, the engineer's bay, things like that, where they have it very sectioned off for different, I guess you'd say, crafts and different skills. And that was kind of how they decided where kind of all the blacksmiths are. And we'll start working our way through all of those areas. But it's a long way down. And by long way, I mean it's 3 levels. But it feels like a long way down because there's so much around it. Yes, not really too much to this outer perimeter section on this side. The other side is going to have a little bit more. Actually, the character who I think you can have craft things for you is over there. I know there's another NPC over there who sells items in this vicinity. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't believe so. Yeah, you can see over here's a dead end. So if we want to get over there, we're gonna have to work our way through. There's actually some cool little tricks to getting around the ancient city, or this tower part of the ancient city. Yeah, it's actually like, it's not as exciting as it sounds when it's like, the ancient city, what is it? What is this holy land? And it's just a giant tower inside. It's not quite what you're expecting. It's like an Atlas type of statue up there. Like, checking the time, I'm like, I guess we're gonna end up going over an hour, but that's okay. It's okay by me. I was talking about how I wanted to play a bunch and just keep on playing, so, hey, it's not a problem to me. Hope it's not a problem for you guys. Alright, let's actually heal up a little bit here. Oh, heal up by using the caretaker's map. I think, one herb's fine for now. Be a little smarter about it. There we go. So, 2 and 3 on that. Alright. Thought the forest cover might be a little better. But, I guess not. I mean, I don't even know if... I think the fire restore was 3 hits against these guys as well, so it's not like... I don't think I've moved down. I hope that one hurt that guy. I'm not sure if it did. It might have been like throwing a point in his stomach that didn't. Yeah, I don't think it did. I think he would have died by 2 forest carver strikes and a fireball. I gotta be more careful. I'm playing like an idiot. Let me work my way around this guy and I'll be fine. Seriously, I should not allow that. I'm just being so uncautious because I know I can take the hits. Whoops. Whoops. Alright. Got that one. I think, trying to remember, like, which the way to... I'm like, what is the dead end way? Because that's the way I want to go. Ah, here we go. Let's take this guy out to a whole bunch of barrels. And actually, I'm thinking, like, since there's all these barrels, maybe I don't want to use a weapon that I don't want to get rusty. Another herb. Hooray. Let's go ahead and re-equip the... Let's equip the Night Sword. Screw it. Oh, wait. Maybe that wasn't a good choice. Ah, it's a good choice. It takes these things out. It's a good choice. Oh, shoot. Alright, I guess I need to build it up a little bit higher than that. I was just looking at how slow the recharge on it was, and I was like, oh, maybe this was the wrong choice, but... I actually don't need it all the way up. It's still got some decent power. So far, this is really netting me a lot of things that made this really worth it. There's a bunch of arrows on the ground. That's going to be useful, especially once we go back to go take out that forest guardian. All 3 of them. And you definitely want to bear in mind that that's the way to take them out. They really don't indicate here. I mean, they give you that hint before by seeing the arrows in the guardian that that's the way to do it, but it's something like you don't have to have done. You do have to figure out the other thing I showed where you need that one binding crown. That you actually do need to do, but when I say you don't need to figure that out, I mean, it's not like for a while that you really need to figure out their whole arrow thing. But there's some nice items that are hidden there if you kill a bunch of them, so it's definitely worthwhile to do if you know about it. Like right off the bat. So here's the guy, and actually these barrels I think are blow-up barrels, those red ones. So we're gonna avoid those ones. Let's not blow anything up here. Alright, let's check the other ones though. And get nothing out of it so far. Yeah, if it's little and red, it's gonna explode. That also sounded sexual. Alright, check out this dude. Thank you for saving me. Please take this. Is there anything else you need? And we get our bow. Yes! Oh, I guess I was wrong. He's not the crafting guy. My bad. My mistake. But he'll sell some more arrows. Might be worth having some more just in case. Like, let's buy 8. Let's get a set of 10 at 20 at least. And other than that, I'm going to avoid buying anything else from him. I don't think really there's any point, like I always say, in buying anything. Some barrels have traps. I would suggest staying clear of them. So, they're right there. He's warning you about those barrel traps. My friend killed one of those rock guardians. The bow I gave you was his old one. So there you go, another hint that the bow is the way to kill those rock guardians. This is the ancient city, but we're unable to enter with the drawbridge raised. apparently he can't pronounce R's properly. Drawbridge raised. So there you go. He's telling you we're in the ancient city. When the team traveled beyond the gate, they were attacked by undead soldiers. They spoke later about the skills they possessed. A bow is useless without arrows. You don't say. I have some military supplies for sale. Well, I thought a bow, you swung it at people. Isn't that the correct way to use a bow? You're just like, hey! Then just whack people on the head with a bow. That was how I thought you used the bow, but I mean, if I'm wrong, I don't know. I mean, that's what I've always thought. Totally what I always thought was the way to do it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and work my way back now. We're going to kill some guardians. Not all of them yet, because we're pretty late on time now, but I'm going to at least kill the first couple ones here, and then next episode we'll kill the third stone guardian. And then we'll actually start making our way into the ancient city a little bit, and then we'll actually end up wrapping up and around it. So yeah, you can see those little goodies behind him, like that crystal, and it's like, I want. So we must get by releasing the binding. So he's already coming for us. You know he's not happy. Yeah. So yeah, he's basically guarding the ancient city. I believe that is what their role is here. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to try and shoot them in the head. And it's only a couple hits to the head, like 2 or 3. And that'll knock them out pretty good. So yeah, you can just tell by the way he reacted to it that was a strong hit on him. And yeah, I hit him twice in the head, but it just might be, and then once in the body. So let's see if I can kill this upcoming one just with 2 hits to the head specifically. Oh, is that as far as you're gonna go? Okay then. 1, 2. Oh, we needed 3. All right. 3. There we go. And yeah, so really easy when you know how to do it. But it's kind of a puzzle at first. So unless you know how they're gonna do what they did to me earlier this episode. And we get an earth crystal out of it. So let's go ahead and utilize this earth crystal. And let's check what we got. We actually earth heal, so haha, that's a really, really good one. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna equip it now. So remember how I was saying you could equip magic to shortcut slot. So we can actually equip like herbs and all that stuff, which people might have been annoyed about with that I didn't, but we're gonna go ahead and make it so if I press select, that's the shortcut one. So if I press select, we're gonna equip earth heal. So now anytime I do that, earth heal will be used. And we also get this right here, which is going to be really useful. So what these are, this keystone, it lowers the raised drawbridges. So if you notice those drawbridges in the ancient city, that's what those do, is those lower those. So we're actually going to be collecting them throughout the game. So really useful there. But with that said, we're going to wrap up this episode. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry about the really dumb death there, but hey, we made some good progress. So good progress made, and we're at the ancient city. So lots of things to do. Next time we're gonna kill another one of those guardians. Now that we can do it and move forward. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Later, guys. Peace.